Hey there, crew. Welcome back. Thanks for stopping by to our channel. We're back at our job in Short Hills, and today let's do a small follow-up. Now, on our last video, what we did was we were pre-wiring the room for some LED waffles. We were running some Romex back out on the switch. We took out some molding. We had to nail that back up, and it is now a couple of days later. We're back at the job, so let's take a look at how the rooms are looking today. All right, so let's go. Now, if you're following us in our series on this particular job, on our previous video, what we did is you noticed that we ran some Romex on these waffle lights locations. We measured the floor, we marked it, we marked the ceiling, and we used our little fast cutter. And then if you notice now, a few days later, notice that we actually had to pre-cut these again. Now the patch is already patched that up, it's looking a little better. And off camera, these have been already terminated in here, the little housing that the Romex is going in there. And then this little pigtail is actually gonna go into the waffle light. What's left to do in this room is actually to come over here and install these Arlington dual gang recessed boxes that allows us to put an electrical outlet, bring low data in there, low voltage data, and then we'll show you how that's get installed. But today what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be pulling some wire. So let me show you this little secret hidden room over here. All right, Justin, if you wanna follow me. Okay, and check this out. We go over here through this door, and we're gonna go through this closet and crawl into here. Alrighty then, check this out. Now over here, off camera, we have already been running some cabling throughout the house. So check all these out. These are all our wires that are running in the basement, coming from the basement up through the house and then going to the particular rooms that we need them to go. And then these are also going through certain sections of the area. Now, Justin, if you wanna get a shot of that, this is what we're actually working with. It's actually a whole attic in here. We're gonna run some wires that way. And let me show you how that's gonna start. So that's gonna start from the basement, and then it's gonna come up here. So Gus is gonna be standing in here. Justin is gonna go down at the bottom, and then they're gonna communicate, and then they're gonna pull lines over here so we can get to a detached office on the other side of the house. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, crew, I'm standing over here, what seems to be a detached portion of the house that is right above the garage. It's a 3-door garage, and right above it, we have what looks, office space. We already ran some wiring already over here that leads all the way to the basement. Right above me over here, we have already installed access points for wireless Wi-Fi. And it has, look, it's got an additional kitchen, and it also has an extra supposed guest room, I guess if you want to call it that way. Now you can tell that the painters are already working, but unfortunately we're gonna have to do a little bit of damage over here in this particular wall. We were told that a TV's gotta come in here, so now we actually have to do a dual gang cut right in here, and we have to bring 3 data lines all the way from the basement, which connects this way. So a second ago, you saw me in an attic where Gus is gonna be working. Well, that attic actually connects with this attic. So we gotta crawl all the way in there and bring some cables in here, crawl across, then get to this portion of the space. Check it out. We gotta come in here. Let me turn on the light. Once we make it across this way, we're gonna come up this way, attach the wire, and then come down these studs, and then we have to make it to this wall. And the only way to make it without damaging the wall, they already painted, so we're not gonna cut the walls open so they can patch. We're gonna go ahead and remove the floor molding. We're gonna take it right out. We got our tools ready to go. We're gonna run a knife, remove the floor molding, and then we're gonna cut right underneath it and just go right from underneath the studs, drill through the studs, run our wire, come up, take some electrical from right in here. So we'll take some electrical, run a tail, put it in here just like in the other rooms. All right, so let's get that going. So what I'm gonna do right now, I think I'm gonna go to the basement so you can see how Justin is gonna tie up those cables and how Gus is gonna pull them up from the attic so we can get into here. Let's go. Okay folks, I'm actually gonna make my way down to the basement so I can meet Justin so they can begin that wire run or that wire pull. I'm making my way through the master bedroom. There's a main hallway, and then from the main hallway, it actually connects to a mini hallway to go to the basement. And this is what that looks like. So let me go downstairs, make my way down here. Here we go. And oh, check that out. Who's that guy right there? All right, folks, so we're in the basement, and this looks like it's a portion of the gym. So we actually had to remove that floor molding so we can run some of the wiring without having to damage much of the wall. And we made our dual gang cut right here, and we ran our data wires and our power. But at the bottom, when we cut that open, you might have seen either a thumbnail or a picture that we found some dead mice in there, but we got rid of them and swept the area. Now let's go make our way this way, and we're gonna meet with Justin. and he's gonna show us what's going on. Now, you're gonna see all these wires that we ran. It's all a mess, but we're gonna clean that up later. We got some wires right over here, wires right over there. We already have pre-set up the unified ubiquity Wi-Fi network with all these switches right here. That's all gonna get cleaned up on this opposite wall that's right over here. In fact, let me show you what that looks like. There's a light. All right, folks, so if you're gonna see, this is our office. This is where we're gonna be working once we start finishing all the equipment and putting it together. All this equipment is gonna come out, and we're gonna put all Savant equipment and all the ubiquity networks gonna go in there. All right, let's go back inside. See Justin? Close these doors. All right, go this way. And meet with Justin. All right, so let me go right over here into this pit. And there's Justin right there. So we're working between these two AC units because this portion that Justin is working in, so if you're gonna see right over here, you need some wires, existing wires that are right there, if you can get that. So there, we have some wires that are already going through, and this is how we connect upstairs with Gus. So actually, let me move around so I can get a better angle over this way. All right, let's see. Not too much good lighting here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe I'll just stick the other way and see how Justin is actually tying up into that nylon string, and then they're gonna pull all the way up there. So we got 3 boxes. Let me go ahead and go the other way around. Sorry, folks. In real time, here we go. Okay, Justin, go ahead. Why don't you tell us what we're doing over here?
Right now I'm just looping up the wires that are tied to the nylon.
Okay, show me.
So, because the enclosure that we're running straight up to the attic is starting to become tighter and tighter with every line that we run. Mm-hmm. So we don't want to necessarily burn the wires as we're going up without any lubrication. So we run this lubrication so that it's a smoother run, especially when pulling, and so it doesn't burn any wires in between the walls.
Right, because of the friction between the wires. So it looks like you got 3 boxes right over here of data wires. Let me take a look right over there. All right, so we got 3 boxes right there. Oh, we got poor lighting in here, man. I'm sorry, folks. We try to do our best. We're here with our top-notch Hollywood production here. But all right, so he just tied up those cables, and then what's the next step?
Gus has to pull these up.
So then right now, how does he know it's his turn to pull up?
Well, I could either call him or I can start pulling on the nylon.
So you're yanking on the line.
To let him know that it's time to pull. Because the nylon all the way in the attic is completely stretched out, so no more pulling, it should just start dancing around.
All right, so let's go ahead and meet with Gus and see if he can pull that wire up. All right, folks, so I'm back upstairs from the basement. Justin is waiting downstairs for Gus to pull the wire. I am upstairs again in the second floor in one of the bedrooms that we've been working, actually doing the lights. So I don't know if you can see these. And here's one of the terminations of the Arlington box, what it looks like. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that hitting room, which is a closet. We're gonna open this up, and we should be able to see Gus in here. So let me go ahead. There it is. All right, so there's Gus. He already got that line that Justin is bringing all the way from down the basement, and he's got that in there. There it is. He's got that cable, so what he's doing, he's undoing the nylon. The nylon string stays for future purposes, so then he's just gonna keep on pulling on that wire. Justin is gonna go downstairs, and he is actually going to feed the wire and keep lubing it. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna jump in there from the other side of the detach. I set up a light, and I'm gonna actually help Gus pull the wire. All right, so let's go. Okay, folks, I'm making my way through the family room, through the kitchen. Now check this out. I'm actually gonna show you. See that light over there? See that light over there? All right, keep an eye on that one as I'm gonna show you. Once I crawl up into the attic, we're gonna take a look down through that hole for reference. All right, so I'm up there in the kitchen. Now I'm in the detach. Here's the attic. If you know, I set off a light off camera. Let me go ahead and crawl over here. Okay. Now, here we go. Let me go ahead and start crawling this way. All right. Now, folks, remember that hole that I showed you in the kitchen? All right, check this out. You see that? Whoa. See that over there? All right, there it is, folks. Justin is at the other end, and he's got that wire. There it is. We got it through successfully. And Gus is on the other side, and he's helping us in managing that wire, and he's also lubing it. Justin is at the end, and we are bringing in 2 white Cat 6s and 1 yellow Cat 6. One's gonna be for video, and the other 2 will be for data and Wi-Fi or additional audio information. There it is, he's pulling on that wire. All right, let me go ahead and join him over there. Okay, folks, looks like we got that wire all the way out there where we need to go. So let me go ahead and start crawling out of here. so I can join the guys and help them out a little bit. Oh, there's that hole again for the bottom of the kitchen. Oh, there it is. There's the floor. Okay, so let me go ahead and crawl out of here. Yeah, let's see if I can see over here. All right, the light. Okay, over here this way. Okay, so then now what we have to do is take that wire and bring it back over here, and we're gonna run it right through this spacing right over here, which joins to the other side of the mini attic space that's over there. All right, so let's get over that way. All right, folks, so let's go. Folks, so we're back in here in the attic, and what Justin is working on is he's gonna be sending this glow rod right through that little tiny hole that meets to the other side of the mini attic. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump on the other side, and I'm gonna catch that rod so then I can pull the wire that Justin is sending. All right, folks, so I crawled out of the attic. There's Justin. He's gonna send that rod over, and let's take a, oh, looks like Gus beat me to it. He's already in here. All right, so let's take a look at what he's doing. Let's take a look. All right, folks, let's see. If you can see that light in the other end, that's the light that Justin is working with. And then we are actually coming above the stairway. So that little mini space allows us to connect the two attics and bring wire over here. And here's Gus. He already has the glow rod, and he's just kind of waiting on Justin to send that cable. All right, so let's take a look. All right, here we go, Gus. Go ahead and keep pulling on that. All right, there. Looks like we got the first wire, and then there's the first bundle. Oh, there it is. Gus was successful pulling that wire. Okay, let's take a look at how Justin is feeding that to Gus. All right, there it is. That's how he's feeding that wire. There it is. The wire's going and going and going. All right. He's feeding it, and then you can see that it's going across. All right. That looks good. Let's get that wire across, and let's see how Gus is doing. Okay, there's Gus pulling on that wire. And like I said earlier, we need to crawl up these joists right over here, down the studs, and we're gonna pull out these floor molding. Tools are ready to go. Gus got that wire. Wire's here. And let's take a look at Justin. All right, looks like Justin's got that wire through. Alrighty, I think we're doing good. Okay, so let's go ahead and rip out this molding right over here and get that wire right over here. All right, cool, let's go. Okay, folks, there it is. Gus is beginning to run a box cutter knife right through the caulking of that molding to separate it from the paint. Alrighty then, let me go ahead and get out of his way. We'll also put you on a time lapse, so there it is. He's actually running that knife. See that in there? Separating the caulking all the way back. Okay, now that Gus actually ran that box cutter all the way on that floor molding to separate the caulking, we're gonna be using a trim puller. Right there, let me hand that over to Gus with a hammer, and also, let's give him a crowbar too while we're at it. All right, there it is. So he's gonna take that, put it in there, check that out. So he puts that, pull it in there and separate the mold with a crowbar, and we should be able to have this out in a minute. There it is. See how that looks like. There it is. The molding is coming right out. Folks, now that Gus successfully removed that floor mold, okay, now what he's gonna use an oscillating tool so that we can cut the sheetrock. Now this house was built years ago, so they actually use nails, which, you know, we don't like, because once we make the cut and we try to remove the sheetrock, we could try to use the hammer and remove those nails, but we'll destroy it. So what Gus is gonna do, he's just gonna actually cut all along the lining of the crown molding all the way over here so that we can run our wires. All right, so let's get that done. Okay, folks, we successfully got that sheetrock out of the way from the bottom of the molding on there, but This is actually a bathroom wall, and we knew that going in, so we actually had to be careful. Let me show you what we found over here that we anticipated. We did anticipate that we were gonna be running into piping. So check that out right there, folks. So we got 2 pipes right over here that we need to get around, and then we also have an electrical outlet, so we have to be super careful when we drill the stud so we can run our wires this way, so then we go up over there where we need to be on the wall. All right, so let me go ahead and start that. Okay, folks, a little bit of an update. I was successful to actually drill the bottom of this stud over here and over here as well. And then actually we found out that small pipe going across right here, so we have to be super careful. And now Justin is feeding me the cable, and I'm actually gonna run it this way, right, through the holes that we drilled. All right, let's see if I can get that. Here's the wire. All right, see that there? Beautiful, we got the wire through. Now Gus is up there, check him out. He is making that cut for the TV so I can get him the wires up there. So let's get that. Okay, crew, here's a little bit of an update on this wall. Now remember, when we started on this wall, there was no TV connection over here, no electrical outlet, and the floor mold was, already done and painted, so we didn't want to rip this wall. We ran those lines down from the basement. Justin and Gus actually crawled through the attic while I was holding the camera. We got the wires already over here, and then on that time lapse, you saw us that we removed the floor molding, we cut the bottom of the wall, drilled right underneath, ran the wires, and then we were very careful not to hit the little water pipes. There's a toilet on the other side and also a vanity. This is a bathroom wall. Okay, so we took the nails out from the molding, we put it back over here so the painters can come back and nail that back up. We could do that, but I mean, there's painters here and that's part of their contract. They want to do that. Otherwise, we would have done it for them. And then notice over here that we have the Arlington low voltage and electrical box already pre-installed with a recess outlet in there. So here's our tail running in, 12-2 wire running to the nearest electrical, and we have our data wire. This data wire, Justin came in here, check it out. Let me go ahead and turn on the lights. So he already tied up these cables that are going down to the attic, and then from the attic is gonna go actually down to the basement from the attic, and then they're still tied to the actual box, the bundle. It's still, tied in there because we don't know how long the cables are gonna be, so we leave them on the box still. So now we're gonna go back to the basement, back to the boxes, and then we're gonna rewind the excess wire and then cut the wire. Alrighty, so let's go. All right, folks, back in the basement. I am joining forces over here with Justin, and let's take a look over here at the, there's the wires that are coming out of the attic, and he is gonna, you know what? I'm gonna get around, and last time I actually had a bad view, but silly me, I did not have my flash on. All right, so here's much, much better. All right, there it is. So here's all our wire that's going all through the attic. That Gus was in the attic with Justin feeding that over there. There it is. Look at all those wires going through there, through that beam in there. Let's see if you can see that. There it is. Pretty cool. All right, so there's all the wire. Now Justin, he's actually, tell us what you're doing, Justin.
Right now, I'm just pulling back all the slack that's left from when we originally went up the attic. So that's how we're not wasting any feet. So once I feel that all the cats are tight, that means I'm done. And then from there, I'm gonna match with our rest of the ends for the rack, and then that's when I'll cut from the box.
All right, then see. So you're back pulling the wire. Make sure there's no extra slack all the way over there. And then Gus is actually assisting up on the top, while Justin down here, he's pulling that extra wire. And if you notice, we have all that extra slack over here, which is fine. He's gonna dress that uniform all together with these wires. They're gonna join all those wires over there. Now, again, each and every one of these wires have a job, so don't freak out. We know what they're gonna do. And then on another day, we're gonna come back in and we're gonna clean all these wires and they're gonna go in there. All right, then. Okay, looks like he's about to get these wires cut. All right, he's got the cutter right there. All right, so he hopped across and there's the wires right there, and he's just dragging it along the existing wires so we can get our length, and then he can cut that wire. There it is. So he's just actually joining it right there, going along the existing wires, and once he gets to all the way to the end, Looks like he's good right there, and then right there, check him out. He's gonna take the cutter, and bang. Boom, there it is. We cut those cables. All right, good. So now those cables, they stay there, and the extra slack goes back on the box, and these boxes go back to our truck. Alrighty then, let's get that. All right, check it out, folks. There it is. I took the box back out. I gave him to Justin. He's rewinding the wire back in. Those are gonna go back onto the truck. And let's do a small recap of what's going on over here. We got all this cable here that's a mess. Alrighty then, not to worry. We're gonna come back another day. We're gonna clean all this up. And then here's the network from earlier. All this stuff is gonna go away. All those wires back there, we're gonna clean that up. You see that there? This is the back of that cabinet that I showed you earlier. In fact, I'll show it to you again. And then we have the network already established. We got about a few access points around. We got some cameras that are lying around as well. And let's see, a doorbell as well. And check all these wires. We're gonna get rid of all those wires. Right? Right. All right. So this is that room that we've spoken about. This is the room that we're gonna bring all those wires. And let's see, Justin is actually heading out. It's going back to the truck. We're gonna put away those wires. And maybe go home, I think.